Hi, this is Mrs. Oakley, and today we're going to look at Unit 6, Lesson 3. The objective for this lesson is you should be able to identify an absolute value for any given integer. All right, let's begin. Okay, absolute values. Absolute values are the distance of any integer from 0 on the number line. Now, there's a really important rule. Absolute values are always positive, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Scroll down. All right, let's look at this. And let's say that here is our 0. Okay. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4. Here's -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay. If I want to know the absolute value, and this is the symbol for absolute value, of -4, I have to figure out how many jumps it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 4. We're doing the same amount of jumps. No matter which direction we're going, we're still going 4. So that is why it's always positive, because you are doing the jumps. You're not taking the jumps away. You're doing the jumps. So we have to always have a positive. Okay, let's practice this. So I have -17. I should just put 17 because I know if I count from -17 to 0, I'm going to get 17 jumps. Remember, it always turns into a positive. 24, well, it's 24 jumps. Now, here's where people make mistakes. A lot of times people go, well, I have to do the opposite. We're not talking opposites right now. We're not saying where is the other side of that number. We're talking about how many jumps or how many spaces from 0. So always, because you're making those jumps, it's always positive. All right, let's look at this next one. 18. Yep. Oop, I got the highlighter by accident. 18. 234. 234. 125. 125. -68. 68. All right. It's your turn to practice. Go ahead and pause this video and try these 3 on your own, and then come back and see if you got them correct. Okay, for -6, you should have just said 6. For -56, you should have said 56. And -2, you should have said just 2. I'm glad to see that you put positives on all of them. All right. Okay, so here oops, I hit the button too many times. Here it wants us to give us 2 integers that have the same value. So the number 7 has 7 jumps, and the -7, they both have an absolute value of, so an absolute value, remember we use these symbols, absolute value of both is 7. Okay, so down here I could say 22, and I could say I should make that bigger, shouldn't I? -22. Okay, here we have 53. It's 53 jumps, but -53 also has just 53 jumps. 19 and -19. All right, now it is your turn. For 9 and 88, what are the 2 numbers that have an absolute value that is exactly the same? Go ahead and pause the video and do those 2 problems, then come back before doing the last one. Okay, for 9, you should have put 9. You should have put -9. 88 and -88. Good job. Okay, let's look at this next question together. 8 and -8 have the same absolute value. Explain how these 2 numbers have the same. Okay, so what did we say? that has to happen for it to have the same absolute value. Pause the video, write down your thoughts, and then come back here. All right. They have the exact same absolute value because they are both 8 jumps from 0. It's just that simple. Now, remember, absolute values are always positive. Okay. You are done with this lesson. Go ahead and head back to Classcraft, and I will see you back here for the next lesson.